Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna tell you about the human body or fun facts regarding the human body. So without any further ado, let's get started.
Subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Click the bell button and enjoy the latest uploads from our channel.
Starting with number 15, I'm sorry, but your hair is dead. The hair is only alive while it's still inside the epidermis. In chemical terms, the hair is 50% made of carbon, 21% oxygen, 17% nitrogen, 6% nitrogen, and 1% sulfur. The adequate amount of heat to blood circulation and consequently hair growth. But the hair color influences the number of strands. Blondes are the ones with the most hair, while redheads are in the last position. Although dead, hair is stiff. It contains information about everything that passed through his blood, including drugs. That is why it is used in anti-doping tests. Number 14, Number 14, the fingernails grow faster than the toenails. Nail growth varies according to age, sex, health, and genetics. In fact, the fingernails grow faster than the toenails because our hands are physically close to our heart. They end up receiving a better supply of oxygen and nutrients and transported through small capillaries located just below our nails. Regardless of the growth rate, the nails of our hands and feet have small, same growth mechanism, being composed mainly of keratin, a substance also found in the skin and hair, as well as the horns and hooves of animals. Number 13. The tongue is one of the strongest muscles in the body. Now, muscle size is not synonymous with strength. The human body has more than 600 muscles, and the tongue is one of the strongest and most flexible muscle in the human body. It is also one of the regions of our body with the highest amount of microorganisms. 1 milligram of saliva has about 1 million bacteria. If the language did not exist, then we would not be able to speak, eat, swallow, or even sing properly. The tongue helps to produce certain sounds, allow people to taste food, and can give clues about people's general health. Number 12. Deja vu is real. Deja vu has a supernatural reputation, but the feelings of having already experienced a situation of a present while it is occurring occurs when the brain sends signals to see if there is any type of memory error. In other words, the phenomenon is our brain checking if there was any inconsistency between what we really live and what we think we live. Have deja vu can be a good sign because it shows that the memory check system is working well and you are less likely to confuse past situations with present ones. Number 11. Butterflies in the stomach. The stomach is stimulated by a nerve. For example, falling in love or being interested in someone awakens the pleasure system that causes responses in the body. The feeling of butterflies in your stomach is just a sign of bodily stress. Dopamine is the first neurotransmitter to manifest itself when you see someone attractive. The release of different hormones causes the heart rate to accelerate. The temperature of the factors rise and causes the color change in the cheeks. Number 10. Children have more bones in their body than adults. The bone fuse throughout human growth, and as a result, the skeleton of a adult human has 206 bones of varying shapes inside it. In a baby skull, for example, we consider that there are 6 bones, which then fit together and become one. The vast majority of bones will only come together after the end of its growth phase. The femur, the thigh bone, is the longest in the human body and the strongest bone as well. Despite being hollow, it supports more weight than concrete. The smallest bone in the human body is the stirrup, one of the 3 bones we have in our ears. Number 9. You have 160,000 kilometer of blood vessels. The extent of a circulatory system is unbelievable. The blood vessels of an adult are more than 160 kilometers long, 1,000 kilometers long. This is enough to go around the land 4 times. The aorta is considered the largest artery in the body, and it leaves the heart, passes through the chest, and goes toward the abdomen, where it divides to bring blood to the legs. On the other hand, capillaries are extremely small and are about 5 micrometers. Although capillaries are the smallest blood tubes, they make up about 80% of this entire length. Number 8. You can identify umami taste. Besides the 4 basic tastes we learn at school, sweet, salty, sour, and bitter, researchers recognize the umami flavor, which means delicious, as the fifth taste that can be distinguished by humans. An adult tongue has about 10,000 taste buds, which develops throughout life. Children have a natural preference for sweet because they have fewer taste buds than an adult. Throughout life, the play change with activation of taste buds. So when you grow up, you no longer like the same food you liked when you were a child. Number 7. The brain is not able to feel pain. There's no pain sensor attached directly to the pain, but there are sensors in the membranes on the skin that covers the skull and the brain itself. The pains we feel when we are hit or during a simple headache are emitted by these sensors. The mechanism of pain production in the body works through nociceptors, nerve endings that are pain receptors that are on the skin, joints, and some internal organs. Its functions to detect physical, chemical, and thermal variation that could destroy our tissues. The headache associated with a hangover is usually the result of dehydration caused by alcohol consumption, which causes pain in the blood vessels in the head. Number 6. The skin is the largest organ in the human body. An adult human being carries around 3.6 kilos of skin, and in the face, the organ is approximately 2 square meters long. The skin is constantly renewed and serves as protection. The skin on the fingertips have a special mark, which is called fingerprints. They're unique for each human being and help us to toe objects more easily. Patients with Naegeli syndrome have no fingerprints. That's a fun fact. Number 5. We are water. The body is made of 70% water, which corresponds to half of our weight. In a newborn, the number is even higher, which is 78%. Every part of the body has water, including our bones. Lungs and livers are the organs with the most water, even more to the blood itself. Water plays an important role in the transporting nutrients and regulating body temperature, and despite this, our body is not able to store water. After consumption, water is distributed throughout the body. A glass of water takes about 30 to 60 minutes to travel all the way, and some of it remains in the blood. Then it's disseminated to all organs and muscles. Number 4. You have 2 meters of DNA in each cell. The intensity of DNA compaction is extreme. So extreme that if all the pieces of DNA from each human chromosome were linked to each other from end to end and then stretched, we would have 2 meters of genetic material. This quantity corresponds to the general material of a single cell. And another curious fact is that bonobo monkeys and humans share about 98.77% of the same genetic map. The same percentage shared by humans with chimpanzees, bamboos, chimpanzees, and while chimpanzees and humans shared a single common ancestor about 6 million years ago, but that common ancestor remains unknown. Number 3. The heart beats, on average, 100,000 times a day. An adult heart beats 60 to 100 times a minute. That is, there are about 100,000 times a day, and 35 million hits in 1 year, and at the age of 70, the heart will have beaten about 2.5 billion times. And in children, their number is even higher. The heart has its own electrical system which allows the organ to function outside the body as long as you have an adequate supply of oxygen. The human heart is so strong and its contraction have enough pressure to squirt blood over a distance of almost 10 meters. Number 2. The human eye can distinguish up to 10 million different colors. The retina has 120 million cells specialized in detecting colors and light intensities, which are the cones and rods. Color blindness is a disease in which the person has difficulty seeing colors like red or green. Besides, it is the image captured by the eyes that projected on the retina, upside down. However, the brain reverses them so that we have the perception of they are in the normal position. At last we have number 1, there are more bacteria in your mouth than people in the world. About 50 million bacteria inhabit the mouth of every human being. The microorganisms live in a well-organized manner and not all of them are bad or bad for your health. In fact, some are essential for maintaining good health. The role of bacteria in the environment also deserves mentions. It is extremely important for the recycling of organic matter, that is, bacteria together with fungi, carrying out the decomposition process by the soil, transforming that organic matter and returning it to the soil to the form of inorganic matter. So that's all this for today.